Hey, this is Angelo Vega, and welcome to another episode of Action Adventure Showcase. Today, I will be talking about wrestling belt history. All these belts are from the WCW, and the rest are WWE and WWF, as you can see. Now, I'm going to go belt by belt and just talk about the people who had each belt. Now, this title right here, without question, is the greatest, most iconic title design in wrestling history. The classic Winged Eagle title. The first person to hold this title was the legendary Immortal Hulk Hogan. The last person to hold the design of this title was the legendary Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now I'm going to talk about the quick title history of this belt and all the people who have held this design. Like I said, it started with Hulk Hogan. Then Hulk Hogan lost this title to Andre the Giant on a Saturday Night's Main Event episode. But there was some controversy because Andre surrendered this title to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. So, at the time, President Jack Tunney felt there should be a tournament to crown the next WWF World Heavyweight Champion. So, there was a huge tournament at WrestleMania 4, and the Macho Man Randy Savage became the undisputed World Wrestling Federation champion. A year later, at WrestleMania 5, Savage dropped this title to Hulk Hogan. Then we fast forward all the way to WrestleMania 6, where it was champion versus champion. As the Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior, faced Hulk Hogan, the WWF World Champion. It was a title for match. Ultimate Warrior defeated Hulk Hogan and became the first man to hold both the Intercontinental title and the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight title. After the Ultimate Warrior dropped this title to Sergeant Slaughter due to controversy. Then in WrestleMania 7, Hulk Hogan defeated Sergeant Slaughter to win this title. Then shortly after that, at Survivor Series, The Undertaker defeated Hulk Hogan. But then a few days later at Tuesday on Texas, the Undertaker lost this title back to Hulk Hogan, again with controversy. Then in the 1992 Royal Rumble, it was for the World Wrestling Federation Championship, which Ric Flair defeated 29 other men to become the undisputed World Wrestling Federation champion. Then from there, at WrestleMania 8, Macho Man Randy Savage defeated Ric Flair and became a two-time WWF champion. From there, Flair defeated him back. Now, I'm getting into too much detail. I'm just going to now mention the other men who held this title. Bret Hart held this title. Shawn Michaels held this title. Kevin Nash, you know him as Diesel, held this title. Bob Backlund held this title. Yokozuna held this title. Then it was once again on the Hitman, and I must say also Psycho Sid and The Undertaker again won this title. But the very last man to hold this design was none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Attitude Era belt because I don't have it here. But when Stone Cold Steve Austin was the world champion, he introduced this title. The WWF World Heavyweight title but this is the Smoking Skull belt. And also, what I love about this belt, when I met Steve Austin, he actually signed my belt. The Rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin, signed my Smoking Skull belt, which is pretty awesome. It means a lot to me, folks. Now we move on to this one. The Undisputed Championship. After Chris Jericho became the unified world champion, combining the WCW title and the WWF title, both belts were merged into one, and this title here was created. All the men that held this design was Triple H, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, JBL, and John Cena. After Cena became the champion, this title has switched over into the spinner title, which not many people like too much. Now we go on to this title. This is the only WCW belt I have on this display right here. Such greats held this exact title as Sting, Goldberg, Ric Flair, Eddie Guerrero, X-Pac, Edge even held this title. I believe also Chris Benoit held this title. Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he was Stunning Steve Austin, held this title. So yeah, not too much about that one. Even Scott Hall held that title. Well, this has been my classic replica wrestling belt collection. This is Angelo Vega, and I'll see you next time on Action Adventure Showcase. Peace.